Hey. Welcome to the Angel Channel. I'm Bilar. Glad you could make it to our first show of the year. We're going to do a little retrospect, and I've got a special guest with me tonight. We're going to have some fun. And I'm happy that you could make it to our weekly dive into the energy ocean. It's been wonderful, wonderful energy around the last couple of weeks. And I really hope everybody's enjoying it. I especially caught the winter solstice creative wave, and I'm just beyond crazy. Hey guys, Grace, welcome to the show. Lady Jagger, what's up, girl? And Diane, my erstwhile partner, man, good to see you. Inga, there you are too. Gonna have a full house tonight. That's awesome. As always, I just want to start the show thanking our sponsor, Fried Okra TV, my friends Ernie Mosteller, super badass filmmaker, and a real patron of the show. Much love, much appreciation, man. All right, so yeah. I think we'll just jump right into this. I've been doing this is my second like really long running podcast. I did some stuff with my friend Raphael on the Okie Talk network, but that was in Germany. So here it's been going on, I guess, about 3 years now, and I hooked up with this crazy guy named Michael Zen, man, and he and I connected up on Facebook over some light paintings that I was doing, and we found we had a really kind of deep artistic connection, and he was having an interest in a tarot deck, and we sort of jumped into that as well, and we did a whole show, a whole podcast series. I think there's like 70 shows called The Fool's Journey, and we took the deck card by card. Yeah, this is my old worn out 10-year-old deck. I did 5 readings today, man, and I was laughing with one of the girls I was working with, and just she's known how long I've had this deck, and I've read for probably 8 years, 9 years for her with this deck, so pretty funny. Anyway, we went card by card, week by week, and it became like this really magical event, and crazy magical things happened. We got messages, we did medium stuff, we did projective effects, spinning a rod, and it was a really crazy show. And Michael and I had a really good time diving into that, and he's participated in the birth of the Angel Show, and has been doing his own show called The Live Stream of Consciousness for a long time. And he was doing that with his then partner, Jesse Snyder, for a while before I knew anything about it. And, Michael's got this way of kind of connecting with people and making them feel at ease. And he has this ability to get people to come on his show and open up and tell them like their inner thoughts, and it's a pretty amazing skill. A lot of people have everybody has their own magical superpower, man. I think for sure that's one of Michael's. Anyway, Live Stream of Consciousness is on every Thursday night, and I've been watching that show grow. I was privileged to be on the show with Jesse and Michael a couple times, and he has just been, wow, like relentlessly taking care of that show. And sometimes, man, the internet is a weird place, and sometimes it's really rewarding and you get a lot of feedback. Sometimes you get nothing, and you're going like, what am I doing, and why am I keep doing this? And Michael has just displayed this tenacity that I just really admire and respect. And the show is kind of like getting some recognition now, man. And he's hooked up with a couple of networks and a brand new show that we're going to talk about in just a second. And without further ado, I'm just really, really pleased and honored to have Michael on the show. Michael's in.
Hey, what's happening, man? What a brilliant introduction. Thank you, my friend. Except
I'll send you a show later.
I have to say it's interesting to hear the perspective of you saying I hooked up with this crazy guy, because I thought I was hooking up with the crazy guy.
And you were. Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's, they say, like, you got to look around at your friends, and if one of them's not crazy, then you're the crazy one. But I guess we both are a little crazy.
Hey man, I wouldn't have it any other way, bro.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, and it's been an honor for me as well, to go through that whole journey with you. And just our own journey as friends, our own relationship, you know what I mean, has been a really great ride, an amazing exchange. I think we both hold different pieces to the puzzle, so we're able to show each other what we got, and reflect back and forth, and it's awesome. It's awesome to be here, and I love what you did. I actually saw Inga Combs in the audience requesting season 2 of The Fool's Journey. And I see every once in a while I get a notification that there's a comment on an episode, and it's it's great that archive is out there. And
I went and dove in, knowing we were going to do this thing tonight. I went in and just did a review on some of those shows, and just dove into about 20 of the shows along the way. And like, with objective eyes looking back now, man, like the growth and the changes,
totally.
Lessons, man, and wearing those cards every week for me, dude, was insane. I did not set out to make that happen, man, but that turned into a magical event. And whatever the thing of the card of the week was, I would wear that really hard.
Totally.
Speaking of cards, Inga got her deck, man.
Nice.
Yeah, they're talking to her. So yeah, that was really great. We got a couple people to say hi to. Emotional Intelligence. Hey, glad to have you. Kodak Axiom.
Oh, I love your audience. You got such a nice, cool names, cool people watching you. That's awesome.
Yeah, so really fun. So tell me about, well, first of all, kudos on, just sticking with it and like growing something with that thing now, man. And you really have had a host of eclectic and varied and interesting guests, man, that just like goes on week after week after week after week. Vivian, hey, glad to have you.
What's up, Vivian?
So tell me a little bit about the evolution from live stream of consciousness to the new thing you're doing. And
sure. It's an interesting story, because I've always been a behind the scenes kind of guy. That's how, like you said, we met. I'm a photographer, and I was a part of this Facebook group, the light painting Facebook group, because I would dabble in face painting. And it's funny when you join these groups, because the groups are the real diehards, the people who really invest themselves in it. And your work really stood out to me, and I think intuitively just reached out, and was like, started interacting with each other, and I didn't even know, I think when I first saw your work, that you had done a tarot deck. And that was something that I was thinking about at the time, because my work reminded me of the work I was doing at the time, the Hue Mandalas. I had never really been into mandala type art, and it was like the first time that I something like that was kind of being channeled through me, and I really got into the mandala art, and something about it had this spiritual vibe, and I was like, oh, these would make a cool deck of cards, because I've always been into, that's something we share also as the commercial art director. I've always been into creating, visual pieces like cards and calendars and, fun little things. And I was like, oh, this would be great. And then when we started talking about it, it opened up the whole world of what tarot really was, and how deep it went, and the honor that I knew you would have to pay the energy to the whole thing, that I was just not at that point. I was like, okay, I have cool artwork, but it's not where Brian is. So that whole journey for me was amazing, to just learn about the connection between art and ourself and energetic realms, and how it all connects. And
your magic.
What's that?
And your magic.
And the magic, yeah, our magic.
Every single piece of art I do is connected to that. Comes from that. Every single one of them.
Absolutely.
Every single one of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's funny on the tarot deck. It's like, I remember when I told you about that, and you were like, "Wow, really?" And yeah, that was really a fun exchange. But kind of an interesting story on the tarot deck. Like, I didn't want to do a tarot deck. You talk about artwork, like just the artwork alone for 78 cards, and in my deck there are 80 cards because there's 3 Megas cards. That's overwhelming, man. Just a huge commitment, not to mention, like, even if you use the structure from other decks and copied that exactly, just preparing all of that is just this monumental task. So my teacher kept goading me, and I wouldn't go for it. I was like, man, he's like, you are resistant, right? So he finally like hooked me. He said, just do 1 card. Why don't you do the Megas card? I'm like, yeah, no problem, man. I can do 1 Megas card. And I messed around with a bunch of different things, and then happened on that smoke technique that I had been doing, and the charging up the incense, having the exact incense and charging that up with each of those. Man, once that card happened and it hooked me, you couldn't stop me. And that happened on the winter freaking solstice.
Yeah.
And the angel deck happened on the winter solstice too, not planned at all. It wasn't like I set out to take advantage of that day. It's just like that day sucks me, man. Sucks me right to it.
Amazing. Yeah, no, and that was one of the things, and the thing I still enjoy about our friendship is always, and I can't wait to talk about this on the show tomorrow, is just the depth of your soul, the depth of the layers of the things that you do, like everything from physical artwork that you create to the conjuring of the energy that you conjure, your show, so great to be a part of, like, kind of getting you back into this, right? Like, and to the level that you did, because the angel channel here, is amazing and really evolved. I remember when you were like, it's just not what I want. I want it to evolve into something else. And it happened.
The first show that we did was kind of, it was kind of a novice tarot guy learning about the tarot along the way from somebody that was, a teacher.
Yeah.
And we talked a lot about what those cards were about, and the archetypes, and actually living those energies. And the angel cards are a little different. There's not so much ritual involved. They're pretty straightforward, and boom. And it felt like it was kind of a little empty with just trying to focus only on the cards, and that those needed to become part of this. And, I'm a practical magician, man. I like the theoretical stuff. I love to let my mind wander, but I want to make it happen in the world, man. And, so having those being able to bring other people into a live practice session, energy session every week.
Amazing.
To create sacred space and to connect everybody up. Man, it has been a wonderful practice for me. Like, I've gotten
I can imagine
doing that every week. I think we're on our 55th show now.
Nice.
And I've, actually there have been some people who have connected and wanted to go further with it. And that just makes me want to do a Snoopy dance all over.
Yeah, man. Listen, it's amazing. And what's the word I'm looking for? Not humiliating, humbling. That's the word. It's humbling to see what you've done and what you've created, and I know for me, especially with spiritual practice, and this took me a while to, a lot of people can't even, oh, I can't meditate, I don't know how to meditate. They just don't know how, and it took me a while to find the right mix of energy and find the right guide. I found the right guide in a guy named Steve Interante, who just kind of broke me through the veil, right, of being able to meditate. And now I don't need it so much, but it was finding the right person. So the reason I'm talking about that story is because when you started doing the practice, you had that vibration. For me, I was able to close my eyes, get into a couple of deep breaths is all it really took to get me there. Once you start going, you get there, and then to just really be able to enjoy the ride and where you were guiding the meditation and the space that you were creating. I mean, again, I know holding space, that's my show and my gift, but you also, you're also a master at that. That's a part of your practice, is holding that space and creating that energy. And I especially love.
Before you go on, there's a lot of people. I see a lot of new people. And anyone that's in the list on the chat thing, if you want a free reading at the end of the end of the show, we do live angel card readings.
Yes.
Just let me know in the chat there.
If you're open, you say open to a reading, and there you go. Exactly. Brian will oblige.
So, what's the name of the show again? And give me some details on it.
So the name of so first of all, through doing my show, one day I had a guest on, Raven Adams.
Live stream, right?
Did the live stream of consciousness. I had a guest, Raven Adams, on, who is also a tarot reader, who does this really amazing thing with her tarot cards. She doesn't have her own deck, but actually she does have her own deck now. But she would take tarot cards of different decks and kind of energetically feel a place to leave them. And leave them in a place with, a message, and say, hey, this message is for you. If you found this card, and, if it made any sense to you, reach out to me. And she would get a lot of response. And she was doing it on social media, holding the card up in the spot that she was leaving it. And I don't know, there was just a lot of really amazing energy to it. So anyway, I had her on my show, and in the chat room, I noticed some people were saying, hey, thanks, Debbie, for inviting me to this. This is cool, and I'm looking at the chat, and I'm seeing that this woman, Debbie, is inviting people. So Debbie was a fan of Raven and connected to Raven through this community, the Sacred Spiral Network. And I met Debbie through that experience, and then through that I met Kelly, who runs the Spiral Network, and we just became friends and exchanged interviews on each other's shows. And it's just been really, really great and welcoming to be part of that community. And through that, Kelly was like, listen, why don't you do your own show on this network and, grow what you're doing. I really love, the way you hold space. And that became Holding Space. And that was something, that term had been something that I had toyed around with Jesse before we even started the live stream of consciousness. We had talked about Holding Space as a show, and he's like, no, that's really more your thing. And it's funny because now here, years later, it actually becomes
the live stream of consciousness. The hook for that, through the thread through that show, is that you ask every guest for their definition of consciousness. What's your thread through Holding Space?
Well, my thread through Holding Space is, I guess it's my belief that, the philosophies that I subscribe to, right? That we are collective consciousness is one of the philosophies that I subscribe to. And I feel like part of that collective journey, or the journey of a part of a collective consciousness, is to connect with the other parts of the collective, and through that grow and understand the whole more and more. And that's really what Holding Space is. Like you said, that's really what I feel like my gift is, right? I know so many people like yourself who have these amazing metaphysical gifts, that are psychic mediums, and can connect with energy on all of these different ways, that we all can. I can connect with energy on those ways, but it just isn't. It's not what pulled me, right? And what pulled me was humanity and holding space for people, like you said, just like allowing people to speak their truths and not no judgment. So one of the things through the shows that I've done, my experiences, is I've had interviews with trans women who, you know, are in relationships with dolls. You know what I mean? Not something that many people would be able to sit outside of judgment of. Right, a lot of people would have a lot to say about that, and when that came across my vision, I wasn't like, ooh, that's weird. I was more like, oh, tell me more. How does that work? What does that mean? You know, I was really truly authentically interested in what it meant, and that, to me, like I said, that's a piece of the puzzle. That's a piece of the collective, right? If somebody's going through that experience, who am I to deny them of that experience? I just want to know more about that because it's not the same as my experience.
So, do you have kind of a list of people that you're going to have on at this point?
Yeah, well, yes, I do. Of course, you're going to be my first guest.
Oh man, glutton's punishment, aren't you?
I'm starting off with a bet. Listen, I'm setting the bar high. You know what I mean? I really am, because I can't wait to go through who you are. You know, from the human to the spirit. You know, to all of it. And so you're my first guest, and Grace, who is here in the audience, Grace Grella, another good friend of mine, who is amazing human being and a badass medium. I gave her the title of the happiest medium, the happiest psychic on the internet, which she certainly is. She's a cheerleader for everybody. She believes, she sees everybody as a bright, amazing light, and that is just to know that about her, and to see that reflection when I see her seeing that in other people. It's brilliant. It makes you feel so good. So Grace Grella is on the show. I have a girl named Alicia Munyan, who is, I think I've introduced you to her, or you may know her through my show. She's just an amazing little 4-foot woman who is just a powerhouse of energetic manifestation. She's 28 years old or something. She's bought a house in Costa Rica. She runs retreats all over the world. She takes people to Egypt and Costa Rica and all of these places. She's just an amazing powerhouse. So she's going to be on the show. And then Minty May, who I'm imagining you have spoken to a few times, an amazing tarot reader. And
I really enjoyed my little cameo with you at the end of that with those guys, and that was the first time I got to meet him. He's really great.
He's so freaking awesome, and I'm blessed. I'm so blessed. That's why I think it's perfect that I have a show, right? Because I'm so blessed with knowing all of these amazing people that I can hold space for.
So when is that show, Michael?
Premiere.
Do you happen to have a link?
You know what? I do actually. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get the link for you. Hold on. Let me try to do this while I'm talking. The show starts tomorrow night on the Sacred Spiral Network. It's also going to be on my channel on the live stream. Oh, I might not be able to go into another. Let me see. I don't want to go into another StreamYard studio because that might kick me out of here. But let's see what I got going on here. Okay, I can get into that thing. The Sacred Spiral Network is just a great network of shows that different psychic mediums, different people. Here we go. View on YouTube. Let's say view on YouTube, and let's get that link. Here it is. I'm going to put it into the comments so that people can actually just click on it, and then I think you can probably copy and paste it and put it in the stream. But anyway, a lot of people have some great shows. Jennifer Rose is a great medium. Kelly herself is also a great intuitive and speaker, and she's got a few shows. on the network. Debbie Romero, who I was talking about, is also a psychic medium who does like some paranormal EVP stuff, you know, some ghost hunting kind of stuff, which
Right.
is really, really cool. Really, really cool bunch of people. I'm really happy and blessed to have gotten in with them. And their community has really welcomed me as well. Again, I feel like be authentic and your community comes. I love your audience. I see your audience. It's so great to be on a podcast and watch the audience interact with each other. Everybody like talks to each other.
Yeah,
And
it really is cool.
a
Hey,
lot
I'm
of
gonna
love.
bring up here, hold on, let me get rid of this one. Let me get rid of that one. And let me bring this one up. Emotional intelligence,
Nice.
developing my psychic abilities and healing abilities too. Well,
Nice.
welcome, and I'm
Welcome.
really happy that you get to join us. We're a little long-winded on talking tonight. Normally, we spend a little more time on the actual practice part of it, but every week we try to like bring something new and push some ability and share something that has been road tested and works for me. And you know, I'm really happy to have you with us.
I didn't want to really, you know, do too much of this, but I did figure since I'm a guest on your show and nobody really
Oh, I
knows
see.
what it's in, I put a image. It's just one image. I figured just put up an image I could talk about. That's a human dollar, and this is the reason I'm showing this one is this is really the first human dollar image. And it was I was doing some experiments with a projector, and I was projecting like lines. In this case, I was projecting these lines onto a model and doing like these kind of figure study type images. And it was just her sitting there in this pose, and I was editing it, and something said, "Why don't you flip it over and do a symmetrical back to back?" And I did a back to back, and it looked so cool. I wish I had all of them. I just have the final one here, but even the original image is beautiful. But as I started to just channel the thought of taking this image further, this was the original image that came out that made me think, oh, look, it's a human mandala. It's like a mandala, but it's a human. And I just thought that was so cool. It really spoke to me. It was like, besides the mandala aspect of it, which is usually two-dimensional, there was like this depth to it. It almost looks like you're looking at like a water drop photo from above or something. And I just loved it, and it really started me off on this whole new like leg of my work called the human dollars.
Yeah, you've been evolving that for a while. Yeah, nice. Well, I'm glad you shared the first one, man. That's
Yes.
awesome.
Thank you. I
Well,
appreciate that.
I can't help but want to share some recent angels.
Yes, oh my God, and watching your stuff too, from when I was an original fan to watching you actually evolve, you know, like that's amazing, right? Finding an artist that you like and seeing them grow. Oh, that was amazing. That's beautiful, dude.
You know, I so love these, and I'm in the middle of this project for the Audubon Society, doing in the middle of this thing called the Birdsong Project. I just got through with a piece of music written with the words birdsong, and I'm really I'm diving into wings and birds and kind of came up with a couple cool new techniques for making the birds themselves. So a couple of these are really wonderful.
Oh, that's beautiful. Wow, yeah. Dude, that to me, like immediately, I know you see a million different things, right? But right off the bat, I see like an elephant with the two tusks, an elephant head.
You know, you're the third person that said that today. I see Ganesh.
Yeah, totally. Oh, wow, that's amazing, phenomenal.
You know, for me, when I talk to angels and see them, and they, you know, they're not usually humans. You know, they're light energy. They're light bodies with some diaphanous. You know, these look really feather-like, but they're energy. You know, and God, just the most beautiful things ever.
And that one, I like the ones that aren't flipped, that are more organic like that. That
What's this
Those
one?
always, yeah, that blows me away when that you've achieved that with just organically with your light painting is amazing.
Ah,
Oh, beautiful. I almost feel, you know what, I just got the vibe of, which I don't think I've gotten before from your work, is a Yes album cover.
it's really funny. Yeah, studying Roger Dean's work, like on I got hooked on Fragile. I got the album Close to the Edge with that waterfall
Oh
on the
my
cover.
God. I was a big fan. Yeah. The
Yeah,
artwork
I got so
was
sucked into his work, and that was a lot of my early watercolor work. I was really,
nice.
yeah. And
Amazing.
here, last but not least, yeah.
Nice. Beautiful.
So
So this is part of a new Angel series?
yes, this is
Beautiful.
going to be part of an angel video for the Audubon Society, a bird video. It's the concept for the video is an egg that explodes into baby birds that grow into big birds that grow into angels that grow into archangels.
Wow, amazing. I love it.
Yeah. So
Oh
we'll see.
wow. Codex Axiom says, "Oh my God, yes, my dad drummed for them before they blew up. You the original drummer for Yes?"
Wait, no,
I'm just looking at the chat right now. That's what Codex Axiom is saying.
man, that's amazing.
Totally. And
Right.
that's what that image made me think of,
Wow,
right?
I'm like speechless. That's a rare thing indeed, man.
That's awesome.
Super cool. I saw so many of their concerts. I saw Close to the Edge. I saw Tales from Topographic Oceans. And man, Roger Dean was involved in doing his
The
work
stage
always
sets,
took
yeah,
me
yeah.
to another land. When I looked at his stuff, I had this strange feeling inside that I'd like been there before, even though it was some alien, like other world.
Totally. Oh
And
my
and they
God.
really brought that to the I don't know if you got to see any of those, but they
Yeah,
brought that to the stage as well, man. And
amazing. No, totally.
blew me away. Just totally blew me away.
Yeah, you're just like totally brought that memory back into my head. I totally had forgotten about those amazing stages, And even the dean's work, wasn't it also his brother, right? It was
His brother was the one that was doing the stage constructions.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
He would
yeah.
draw them out, and then his brother would execute those things.
Amazing, amazing.
Those are amazing
So
indeed.
cool.
Yeah.
So freaking cool.
All right. What else, Michael? Before we dive into
I'm really happy to be here with you, Brian. I'm happy to see where both of us are.
okay, wait. I have a question for you. Actually,
Sure.
I thought about this earlier today. I'm glad I remembered this.
Yeah.
You've had such, how like 3 years with the live stream of consciousness every single week. Like you haven't really repeated any guests, man. You've had all these crazy people. What's your what's the nut? What's the thing you found? What's the unifying like piece of it? Like what have you taken out of all of that? What do you come away with after 3 years listening to all those points of view?
That's a great question, Brian. You know what? I think I'm going to stand by what I said, is that I truly believe that we all have a unique piece of the puzzle. I mean, some of them may look very similar to others, which is the nature of a jigsaw puzzle, right? Some of the pieces kind of look like other ones, and you're like, oh wait, this doesn't quite fit next to this one, but it almost looks like it would. I think that everybody is unique. That's the one thing I've found for certain. And then again, for me, it's being grateful that I can accept that for what it is, and truly, I mean, yes, I'm a human being, so I certainly have judgment occasionally, right? But to be aware that for the most part I don't, and that I'm accepting and loving of just about anybody I can come across, nothing beats that. That's what I found. It just makes me at this advanced age, I won't say a number, it just makes me more and more grateful for who I am and more sure about who I am.
Cool.
So
Well, let
yeah.
me answer that question tomorrow night on our show.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's a great question. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate what you said in your introduction about the idea of the tenacity, right? Because I never expected to be in front of the camera. I was hosting the show for Jesse. Jesse finished his 13, laws of the universe, and he's like, I want to keep going. I want you to come on and be my co-host. And I stepped into something that, it's very rare in life when you have those moments,
Yeah.
that you do something and you're like, oh, wait a second, this feels right. There's something about this. And I got that kind of response from other people unexpectedly. I think before I even felt that feeling, other people were like responding to it.
Right.
And then I just started feeling it, and going from, if I look at myself 15, 20 years ago, I didn't really like people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know exactly. I'm the hermit now.
Yeah. And
Disappear for 2 weeks and never.
yeah. So the ability to turn that around and like people and look for the good in people, and just, that became my power. That became my superpower, and it's who I am, and I'm grateful for it. So thank you for seeing me the way that I see you. You know what I mean? We certainly, that's that relationship that we have, and I think that humans should have with each other. Everybody should fucking just see each other, you know what I mean, for who they are. And you know, let's do some readings, man. Let's
Go,
read
man.
some people.
Let's make some sacred space and stir some energy up, man.
Yeah.
So, like, down for it. All right. You're gonna hang. You're gonna hang, right? You're gonna hang.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we're going to do a little banish of the space. And I'd like for you guys not just to listen to the bowls, but I'm going to be sending out a wave with the bowls, and let that fill up your space, and just like reach out to all the corners of the space that you're in and just flush it out. And then once we get a little pristine energy happening, a little clean energy, we're gonna consecrate it and make it into sacred space and share some time with the angels, man, those elevated boys and girls and whatever. With the radiant light of the source, I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. With the radiant light of the source, I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. With the radiant light of the source, I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. We come together in joy and light to create our circle and create our sacred space, a place of safety and truth and connection to the light. We ask that the angels be with us this evening. Let their radiant light glow all around us, and that they share their love, their wisdom, and their truth. We ask that we have ears to hear, eyes to see, and the wisdom to understand, and with absolute gratitude for it all, every bit of it, infinite, unconditional love, and our wish for bliss to the source, we open our circle. started doing readings this morning at 8 o'clock. I've been in the zone all day, man. And I
Oh
would
yeah.
never
Oh,
come
definitely.
out if I didn't have to, man. I love this space so much. I can't even begin to tell you.
So
All
good.
right. We're going to go ahead and do the card of the week before we get going on any more energy work. Let's see. You know, I need some pointers on how to get faster with this in.
You know, I was at an amazing crystal shop this week with Janice. She was doing a workshop, and they had this awesome bowl. It was a Tibetan bowl. It was metal, and I just intuitively kind of picked it up. I held it in the palm of my hand, and I started doing it, and it started getting so loud and louder and louder and louder that I just kind of stopped because we were in public and we were in a shop. And there was a guy on the other side of the shop. He's like, my eyes just started tearing. And it was just so amazing. It was so cool to connect with this bowl. I think I got to go back and bring it
You
home.
know, the Tibetan bowls, the ones that are real, are made of like 7 different metals.
Yeah.
And each one of those metals is responsible for the really crazy harmonics that happen. And we're going to talk about Om in just a second and
Cool.
how it's connected to bowls. Like you know, usually the bowls come in like C sharp, G sharp, and F sharp. And we'll talk about that anyway.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. All right. So this is the angel of the week, number 55, MEBAHIAH. Angel of intellectual lucidity. It's associated with the 2 of Pentacles, which is a really great card. And I did a reading for somebody today that got every pentacle in the deck except the 2 of Pentacles. So here you go.
Wow.
You now have the whole suit. And the 2 of Pentacles is about a working energetic system that exists between 2 people, and it's flowing. And the symbol usually on the card, on the tarot card, is the infinity symbol, and how that just flows around perfectly, right? Yeah. Inga says, ha 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 ha. Yeah. Oh yeah, Inga. Okay, let's see. Thank you for the reading today. And the deck is the most precious, magical soulmate of mine. Really,
Right.
I am really excited that you got it. I really am. Okay, so the other thing of note with this is it's also associated with the planetary energy of Jupiter, which is about expansion and sending your energy out and taking something that you have already and blowing that up. You know, Jupiter's not all that great for the inception of stuff, but Jupiter's really great about taking an idea, taking anything that you're committed to and already have actualized in you and expanding that. So, you know, what was your name again? Emotional intelligence. Yes. So, you know, if you're already growing your abilities, Jupiter is a great planet to hook onto, as is the angel of intellectual lucidity. And let me read this. I'm on the wrong one.
Yeah.
Let's see. There we go. You are an awesome multitasker and have learned to balance several situations simultaneously. But so much more can be accomplished when you finally decide. Man, this is like directly talking to me. Be deliberate in your actions and think before you act. Step back and take a good, hard, objective look at your situation. Be patient. Plan your next move very carefully. It is essential that you maintain harmony. Let yourself play and awaken the child inside, staring wide-eyed at the wonder of the world, man. That is the best treasure I have, is my little 6-year-old boy. It wanders around looking at every magical thing with like, oh, how does that work? Guard it, protect it, water it, and grow it in every direction. Be flexible and adventurous. It will fuel your imagination. You can't see the bottom of the pond when the surface is turbulent. Escape from it all, even if just for a second. Expect to receive acknowledgement and reassuring news. Pleasure and amusement can teach you a great deal as long as you're willing to pay attention. Here is the entrance of other on the physical plane, the recognition of choice, of alternatives, and the action in relation to that choice. The search here is for means of growth in terms of physical health and security, work, advancement, and financial reliability. I love these guys.
Yeah, I see Codex Axiom as well. He says, I love the universe. This is insane.
Yeah. All right. So
I love the way the cards, you have just such a magical way with the cards, man. It's
well,
amazing.
they're part of me, man. They're part of my fiber. You know, it's like I talked for like 6 hours today with the tarot cards without having, you know, like you could go on for 6 hours on one card. You know, I've
Right.
memorized a whole lot,
Cool.
but these, you know, I just refuse to like do the memorization from me. It makes it come like directly from them. It's like it takes me out of the equation, which I really
awesome.
dig, man. I want to talk to some angels. I don't want to talk to Laura, man.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah.
All right, let's get rid of. Oh, we'll keep that around for a minute. All right. I want to talk before we dive into some readings. I want to talk about Om. I got this really great portfolio of crazy stuff from a friend of my teacher, and they were all these notes on breathing techniques from different disciplines and all over the world, and little notes on things like Om. I found that this weekend. That was really thick. It's like a treasure trove, and it's really brought to the front of my consciousness how much breathing and the sequences of breathing can generate really specific physiological, psychological, and spiritual effects on a very real level in a very short period of time. And for instance, like as part of some of the breathing like the exhale on it is humming, right? So like you hum for 8 breaths. My friend Patty in our Tibetan bowl meditation every Friday had turned me on to this thing about humming, and as it turns out, just the act of humming, especially when you get it kind of deep and you're down in like C sharp and lower, you know, C1 sharp, and it creates a vibration in your head and your neck that stimulate the vagus nerve, which causes all kinds of really good effects. I won't go into that now, but it also like physiologically causes the generation of nitric oxide, which is a vasodilator, which means it expands your blood vessels, which has all kinds of effects on helping with high blood pressure, erectile dysfunction, like any stamina, athletic stamina, anything that requires good blood flow. I mean, just the act of walking through the world going, like magic.
That's awesome. I love that.
Really super crazy. So I found some notes on Om, and Om, Om has gotten kind of a bad rap because it's become so like pop culture-y, and everybody says Om, but nobody really knows what the hell Om means.
Right.
And it's really a very, like, it's the root magic because Om is the sound of the universe, and it's at C sharp. It's the note C sharp, middle C sharp. Mm-hmm. And when you vibrate that and send that out to the universe, that reflects back in really amazing ways. And it has the ability to, help with your manifestation and your materializations and all kinds of stuff. But one of the things that's happened is that because people say Om out loud, it's just OM. They think it's just OM, but it's actually 3 letters. And Inga, yeah, there you go. Good girl, man. uttering Om. It's AUM. Yeah. And 108 times. Yeah, that's exactly right. I hope you have your mala. Yes, all of those are absolutely excellent effects of that. So what I want to just kind of do as a little bit of mini practice before we get into the readings, we're running a little bit long. I want to do 3 ohms, but the real way to do ohm is to start with your solar plexus and let that first A, which comes out as ah, and it's like om. So it's like 3 letters, and you start with your solar plexus on the A, and as you go on, you're starting to go into the Om part of it. You're raising that up through your chakra centers, up through your heart, your throat, your third eye, and then when it gets to the M, you're exploding that out your crown chakra. And it's a really amazing way, not only does have the sound do that, but have your energy follow those routes. And I've been getting some great results with doing that. So here's a new one. So just we'll do 3 nice cleansing breaths. And then we'll go into doing the Om and just concentrate on your solar plexus and push out with that and just raise it up. Just imagine taking that energy flow and raising it up all the way to your forehead. And when you get to the end, wow, just blast it out. All right, so we're going to take a really nice deep breath. Use your solar plexus to pull the energy in through your nose. And I want you to pack it in really deep, like as much as you can. And then we'll exhale out through the mouth. All right, so inhale in through the nose. Really pack it in there. When you think you've got it all, pack some more. Push out with force. All the way. Inhale. Really deep. Push. All right, one more. Push. All right, we're going to do 3 ohms. And as we're doing this, just imagine don't imagine, make it happen. Make your energy just make that fountain out into the universe and feel that energetic connection. It's there waiting for you right now. All right, here we go. One more. Ouch. Man, you get a whole room full of people doing that. Woo.
Yeah.
Doggies. All right, let's get to those readings. Let me see who I've got here. You guys, pretty good, huh?
Yeah, man, that was awesome. I got you were talking about the rhythms, and that was one thing I noticed when you started doing the practice, was the counting, the 1, 2, 3, and then you would do the part of the count as the breath, and that was just awesome. That just really got me going all the time.
Okay, let's see. Let me see. All right, let's do Codex Axiom up first, okay? All right, you and I haven't connected before, so just close your eyes and We're in the energy field right now, so it'll be really easy to connect. Close your eyes and imagine we're standing face to face and we're looking each other in the eye. And if you have something specific you want to know about, beam that to me really hard. If not, just be really focused on our energy and the connection and receiving the message. Focus. Okay, good. Words of wisdom for my friend Codex Axiom. Words of wisdom for my friend Codex Axiom. Words of wisdom for my friend Codex Axiom. Never forget to add the juice. Number 35, the angel of reconciliation. Here we go. Let me show you the card. All right. Share screen. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Oh, too far. You are offered the gift of wealth, abundance, and prosperity. You want me to stop? There you go. There's your reading.
Stop there.
You are offered the gift of wealth, abundance, and prosperity through your communication and organizational skills. You are beginning to feel secure, but you still feel slightly detached. Your life will seem to just turn around, and security will soon crown your efforts as your finances begin to prosper. Yeah, let's stop there. You will soon be free from monetary concern. No, let's not. Let's keep going. There will be gain in finance or position of possible inheritance. You will know attainment, recognition, and a great feeling of security. Use the wealth of these resources to build lasting structures in the world. Make this a better place to live in by leaving something solid and tangible behind you. The gate has opened to the hidden experiences in ordinary things so that you may recognize and appreciate the magic all around you. The angel has come disguised as a beggar or a traveler to test your virtues of hospitality and generosity, then leave a magical gift. By acting in a certain way, you create within yourself the ability to recognize and receive the blessings the world has to offer you. The everyday world contains magic greater than any of us can see. Amen. 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 The magic is all around us. It is in nature and in the very fact that life exists. Amen. Know that you are manifesting your visions and graciously accept the rewards.
What a great card.
Horrible.
That's such a great card. And what a great message.
Yeah. So let me see.
I think humanity, that message is for humanity right now.
All right. This is for my friend Trish Rivers. I know yeah, focus, Trish. Come on. Give me a good connection. You'll get something good. All right. Words of wisdom from my friend Trish. Words of wisdom from my friend Trish. Words of wisdom from my friend Trish. Interesting. Number 7, the angel of patience. This looks like such a person standing there with this ball of energy between his hands. Like, how did that happen?
Totally. Wow.
Smoke, right? All right, here we go.
That's great.
You know, I have no patience for patience. Worry, worry, worry. You're experiencing it from every direction: health, finances, creativity, work, and relationships. Look at your situation to decide what you really want. Your emotional responses are ruling your clear mind. Man, that is a confusing space to be in.
Mhm.
You've connected to your pain and have lost sight of just how good life can be.
Mhm.
Material deprivation, emotional insecurity, and physical loneliness allow you to experience the disappointment that occurs when every effort towards stability is denied and everything you want to hold on to is lost and taken away. You come to recognize the illusion of permanence in the physical and material desires. You come to recognize the transitory nature of physical and materials. Take heart. New opportunity awaits, new possibilities. A path more consistent with the present will be revealed now. Strategic review, refocusing, and recalibration are all essential steps to forward progress. Focus all your energy on your spiritual growth. Here is peace.
Mhm.
Apply slow and steady effort. Keep trying different
Mhm.
combinations until the lock opens. You know, it's the 7 of Pentacles. You know, it's Michael Lynn's tenacity. Your
Mhm.
rewards will be as resplendent as your confirmed belief in what you can achieve. Keep trying different combinations until the lock opens. Never give up. In spite of the trials, you will continue to progress towards your goals. Since you
Mhm.
picked it anyway, it's your own trials and lessons you gave yourself. I
Mhm.
hate that realization, but it's the God's
Mhm.
honest truth, man.
Mhm. Mhm.
I like
Mhm.
to yell at myself in the mirror about picking this so many times. Your rewards will be as resplendent as your confirmed belief in what you can achieve. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. You know, I got to say, I love that line in there that says, focus all your energy on your spiritual growth. Here is peace. That's so true. Like, that's that's it. You know, it's like once you acknowledge your own spirituality and your own spiritual growth, then that is peace.
All right.
I love it.
Next up, emotional intelligence. I love the bubble we have, like the little connected circles, the energetic circle we have tonight is just yummy beyond belief, man. All right, emotional intelligence. Let's connect. Look me in the eye. Ah, what a kind soul. Thanks. Words of wisdom. Words of wisdom from my friend Emotional Intelligence. Words of wisdom from my friend Emotional Intelligence. Words of wisdom from my friend Emotional Intelligence. Focus. Number 29, the angel of liberation. Yeah. Yeah. Stand your ground and face the freaking music. Express your point of view, stand by your standards, and never compromise or settle for less. Rest. You're feeling the pressure. You'll see things more clearly after a good night's sleep. You are gifted with deep inner strength and can hold on in any adversity. You haven't realized your own strength yet. There will be a challenge to the very basics of your life. Courage and responsibility will be required. Stick to your guns and watch everything unfold, regenerate, and renew. You move in directions that you have passions for. You will require the assistance of others now, which you're getting right now. Strength and much energy will be needed. You are facing a trial to test your mettle, to prove yourself against the competition. Then you know whether you have mastered your lessons, have the guts, tenacity, and focus to meet the challenges that will be presented now. Stand up to opposition without backing down. Call up your warrior. You have the courage to face the odds and overcome the challenges. Your leadership abilities shine as your opponents test your limitations. Continue to build your mastery. There you go. Excellent. You know, this is the tarot card for this Six of Wands, success. And the planetary association with this is with Mars, the god of war. So go in, man, with your shield up and your sword out, and don't back down. All right, let's see. Anyone else?
You got some people tingling tonight. She says her crown is tingling.
Yeah.
And Codex, before Codex was all, what did he say? He said he just burst into tears with confirmation when you were giving him his reading.
You know, it's the angels, man.
Amazing.
They're really like, the longer I use them, the deeper it goes, and it just is just the most beautiful. I'm really blessed to be able to like be in this energy.
All of us, I love it. All of us here tonight are blessed.
Trish, you're welcome.
That's what I love about these shows is like you're creating a moment that allows the people who are there and who are receiving to just be blessed with that moment. You know, I love it.
Okay, I'm going to do a reading for Michael. This is last call, and let me know. All right. If you want a reading, I got one more after this one. All right. You know the drill, my brother.
I do.
Words of wisdom and truth for my friend Michael Zen. Words of wisdom and truth for my friend Michael Zen. Words of wisdom and truth for my friend Michael Zen. Number 13, the angel of fidelity, loyalty, and allegiance. Ego represents the non-trusting, cynical, over-analytical part of your brain that can't make any decisions. Oh, I hate that guy, man. It is always feeling held back, experiencing hurt or anxiety. Your fear has blinded you. It is creating confusion. You're fighting too many battles at once, which keeps your vision on minutia and creates indecision, wasting precious energy.
Mm.
You're unable to see or think clearly now. You need help and good advice. Go deep inside yourself. Blank space, bro. That's the place to go for this. Allow your inner voice to direct you. You are not being held back by external forces. It is your own training and your belief in your own helplessness. Man, dude, I hate getting that like answer. But it's, it's the truth. And we're talking like, this is like the deep stuff. This isn't the surface, like happy stuff. This is like the shadow stuff. You blindly accept what you have been taught. Realizing how much you don't know is the first step to the truth, which I think we both are really painfully aware of. Without enlightenment, you will never be able to say, this is the truth. This is the way things really are. Nothing prevents you from leaving. You're held only by your own illusions.
Interesting. I just got, Janice just got me a, oh, it's right here in front of me. Shadow work journal.
You know, it's the best. It's not the most pleasant. It's not tasty work. It's not work. You go, oh man, I'm looking forward to working on myself. Man, those angry bastards down there in my world.
We were just talking about it.
You know, yeah, it's the work that really lets you be at peace. If you only work on your conscious stuff, you only work on the stuff you can see easily, and you let that other stuff just run amok without any, like, it's half of you, you know?
Yeah.
And if you can't find the courage to address it, even though it's scary, that's where fear lives. That's where insecurity lives. That's where all that stuff lives. Yep. Fear of failure, fear of all that, man. Oh my goodness.
Well, yeah. Janice got it, and that was the seed, and you just gave me the reading that I start tomorrow morning with this journal.
You know, do it, my brother. That whole reading was about your shadow work, because that's you know, you keep going down a layer. There's always another layer below it. You know, that's the next one.
All I'm going to say about that reading is be careful what you ask for.
You know, that's exactly right, which is why I never pray for patience, because I have no patience for patience.
Oh, man. Oh,
all right. Well, it looks like we've come to the end of the sojourn. We ran a little long tonight, man. Thank you, Michael, for being here. I look forward to being on your show tomorrow night at 9 o'clock on the link we had up. Let me see if I can bring that up again. Hold on. Let me find that.
It's Sacred Spiral Network, or I believe it's right here. I'll put it back in the
putting it back in the chat. Now here we go. I found it.
Yeah.
There we go. So tune in tomorrow night. We'll be running our mouths again and seeing what kind of silliness we can stir up. And I just want to express my deep gratitude for all you guys showing up and sharing this space and this energy with us. And and I hope that, you know, the new people codex, you know, it's a good time every week, you know, emotional intelligence, come get some goodies every week. They're free, man.
Yeah. And it's free to subscribe and free to share.
Exactly. So on that note, you know, hit the like button, please. Hit the comment button, please. Hit the share button, please, and subscribe if you don't mind. And with that, we're going to close our circle. Anything else, Michael, before I say goodbye?
No, just sending out my love to everybody, and again, my gratitude for everybody being here and sharing their energy. Great energy tonight. Thank you guys. Really, really good.
See you tomorrow night, my brother. With joy and gratitude, we complete our work and send everyone on their happy way. We thank the angels deeply for sharing their energy and their truth and their deep, deep love for us and for the source. And with absolute gratitude for it all, infinite, unconditional love to the source. And with our wish for bliss to the source, we close our circle. Till next week, be in the light. Thanks. That was